Mas agora eu não quero nem de graça. Ela não te dá perdido e vim aqui me dar.
Hey guys, it's Joy here, and today's video is going to be a Q&A video, my January Q&A. So I asked for questions on my Instagram, and I got over like 60 questions, so we are going to be going through and answering those. If you want to participate in future Q&As, make sure that you're following me over on Instagram. I'll have my link down in the description box, or you can just follow me at joywade_, so make sure you go do that so that you can keep up and be in future Q&As. So I'm just going to breeze through these questions. If I already answered your question in a previous Q&A, then I'm probably not going to answer it in this Q&A, just so we can have different topics that we're talking about in each Q&A. Before we get to our first question, make sure that you thumbs up this video if you like Q&A videos, and also leave a comment below if you have any other questions that I did not answer in this video. Also, press that subscribe button if you are new to this channel, because I make a lot of videos and I want you guys to know when I post, so go and do that. So question number 1 is from @rain_check, and the question is, how did you meet your boo thing? We met over the summer at the Brooklyn Museum. Queen asks, how do you increase your chances of winning a scholarship that's not merit from college? So instead of me spending this whole video talking about scholarships, you can go ahead over to yougotintowhere.com and sign up for my free 5-day scholarship boot camp, and you'll get new scholarship tips every day in your inbox. And hundreds of students have already gone through the scholarship boot camps. If you have questions about scholarships, just make sure you go ahead and go do the scholarship boot camp. _music forever said, how do you deal with stress from school? If I'm feeling stressed about school, then I will watch Netflix, I will go to a event, I will go out, I will buy food, I will go shopping. But if it's something that like I have to figure it out right then and I don't have time, then I just buckle down and like force myself to do the work. But self-care is super important. _Morgan_Elise said, do you rebraid your hair every night? I rebraid my hair if I want to wear my hair out. So if I'm wearing my hair up, then I don't braid it. If I'm wearing my hair out, I braid it. And then sometimes it can last like a second day, but that's rare. Like this is second day, so I didn't braid it last night because I was lazy. But if I wasn't lazy, I would braid it if I have time / if I want to wear my hair out. So yes, I braid it every night, but if I'm not like on some strict, like if I don't braid my hair, it's the end of the world, I'll just wear my hair out. Chanchalil said, how do you keep your hair moisturized during braids, and how do you get rid of single strand knots? So I haven't had braids, like someone do my braids in like over a year, so I don't really have like updated tips. But when I used to have braids, I would just put like leave-in conditioner on it because I didn't really care about frizz. I cared about the health of my hair. Some people are like, I don't want to wet my hair, I don't want to put stuff on my hair because it's gonna make it frizzy. Well, you don't want your hair to break off, do you? Because then you're not gonna have no hair or frizz. So I just would do like leave-in conditioner and oils and like oil my scalp and stuff like that. And she also said, how do you get rid of Strangles strand knots? I don't. I just have a bunch of them, and I don't know. That just happens when you have kinky hair. So when I get rid of them, it's because I was trimming. Alyssa Thomas says, how do you determine whether or not to take a fashion risk? I don't consider anything I wear to be a risk. So some people might, but that's just my style. I just wear things that are my style. So I'm not trying to like take fashion risks. I'm just wearing things that I think fit my personality and that are my style. So don't take a fashion risk if it's not your style, basically. For example, some people might call these cherry earrings a fashion risk. I think this is just everyday wear. Like, that's just who I am. The Book of Kota said, do you wish you went to a HBCU? Nah. Zoe X Beauty said, if you didn't go to USC, where would you have gone? Like your second choice backup school? NYU, I think, is where I would have gone. I would have went to NYU because I also got a full ride scholarship there. Lamar Townsend said, how do you study for college, and what is your study routine? So because of my major and the nature of the classes I take, I usually don't have exams. I have all papers. I've only had a handful of exams for different classes. So when I study, I basically just rewrite things. For my econ class I took, I literally just redid problems. and went to like study sessions that my TAs had. Because I'm not like pre-med or engineering or anything, I don't have like extensive like studying, like I have to study every day. I'll study like maybe 2 or 3 days before I have an exam, because like I said, I don't have exams that much. All my assignments are projects and papers. Trill Rick said, while being an intern for Vogue, not true, I interned for Elle magazine, did you ever challenge your confidence in writing? If so, what did you do to build your confidence back up in writing? It wasn't a writing internship, so that question doesn't apply. For the Love of Keish said, what's the best and worst advice you've received from anyone? Best advice is take advantage of everything that life/college has to offer you. Worst advice, I don't know, because it wasn't advice. If it was bad, then that's just like misdirection. If it was like, if I thought it was the worst, then I didn't take it as advice. Who's your fashion icon, inspiration, if you have one? I would say fashion inspo comes from Janelle Monáe, Solange, just those fabulous black women who are slaying the game with their natural hair and like fierce outfits. I love it. Honey Jokwu said, how do you keep moving? I don't really know what that means. Like, how do I stay motivated? Because I want to and I have goals. You don't reach your goals unless you keep working towards them. Stay Classy by Jazzy said, I used to be embarrassed of my natural hair in middle school. Was there ever a time where you just like were embarrassed by your hair texture? No, I never disliked my hair texture. I just went to like white schools where people didn't understand it. So I wasn't embarrassed, I just didn't like explaining myself. Like, I've always loved my hair and I've always wanted to be like natural. I went through a phase where I would get my hair straightened a lot, but I never had like a perm or anything. I would get braids a lot. And I just was focused on like having healthy and growing my hair, but I was never like, I hate my hair. I just didn't like explaining like my hair, like why I had braids, why my hair was like straight one day and curly the next. I just didn't like explaining that to people. McNoobdoozy said, how do you handle rejection, like a college admission, job, and internship application? One closed door pushes you closer to an open one. Jojo_Hines says, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? So in 5 years, well, in 2 years, I would have graduated college. And then that gives me 3 years like having a career and stuff. In 5 years, I'll have my own business. I will only be working for myself and I will be traveling and enjoying life. Ane.Omagu said, your braids and twist outs are always on point. Thank you. Mine come out pretty defined, but then get really messy. When I'm separating it, how do you separate in a way that reduces frizz and keeps the style looking good? Love your channel, love from Nigeria. Awesome, I have some people from Nigeria watching my channel. Okay, comment below where you're from. But as far as separating, I don't mind frizz. Like, as you can see, this is frizzy per se, so I don't really care. But I know some people will put oil on their hand, or they'll just be really gentle and not separate a lot. The more you separate, the more volume you get, but the more frizz you also get. So maybe you need to do less twists. I mean, you need to do more twists or braids so that when you separate, you have more defined. Like, see, I do 4 braids, which isn't going to make my hair super defined. It's just going to get me a lot of volume, which I like. Darcy also 45 said, how do you organize / narrow down your extracurriculars? I just do things that I have time for. So if a club is like, we meet 3 times a week, blah, 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 I don't have time for that. I do things that I'm passionate about and that I have time for. So I have classes, I have work, I have YouTube, which is also work, I have my business. So after that, it's really what clubs like fit into my schedule and that I actually like doing. She also says, what are your best writing tips? My best writing tips are spending a lot of time before you start writing to plan and figure out what you want to talk about. So if you're talking about like college essays, I always figure out what I want to talk about. I spend the most time like pre-writing, and then when I write, I have everything I need, so I can just plug it in and things like that. Afro Lover says, how do you deal with your natural hair in college / winter routine for wash day? So you can go up here or down in the description box, wherever I decide to put it, and watch my winter wash day routine. Evermore Fabulous said, funniest, most embarrassing moment. I don't really recall. I don't know, y'all. I don't like embarrassing myself. Thing is, I'm such like a weird person. Like I don't count embarrassing moments as embarrassing. Like other people would think it's embarrassing, but I don't, because like we're human. But in other words, nothing comes to mind as soon as I read that. And she also said, PS, keep slaying the game. Thanks, girl. Ellyiot, what made you want to start a YouTube channel? I was in middle school, I was bored. I'm blessing, what is your career goal? Career goal is coin and impacting others. Yeah, is getting coin, impacting others, and working for myself. I am blessing also said, what are your favorite clothing stores? I think I answered this in the last Q&A, but Zara, Forever 21, ASOS, anybody with a sale. Alyssa_A01, how is it dating in college and what is your favorite color? How is it being natural in college? Taking time to do your hair and then being a full-time student studying stuff. Okay, let me start the natural first. Having natural hair is like not hard. Like stop thinking it's hard, guys. It's your hair, that's just how it is. Like, and it doesn't change difficulty based on where you are. How's it having natural hair in high school? How's it having natural hair? Like, that's what it is. I'm not having it, that's just how it is. Like, how's it having a weave in college? I don't know. Like, it is how it is. Like, how is it spending all your money on like hair? I don't know. Like, that's just what people choose to do. That's what you choose to do. So don't think it's hard. Oh, okay, so how is it dating in college? Yeah. How's it dating in college? Yeah, it's fine. If you find someone that you like and that you care about, then the rest will happen. Just don't waste your time with people and stay true to yourself, stay true to what you believe in, and things like that. And everything will be fine after that. Majestic Jada says, do you have any siblings? Yep, I got 3. Sylvia Marshall says, hey Joy, ILYSM. Since you travel a lot, do you have any plans of visiting Africa? Much love from Kenya. Oh, I got a lot of international people up on here. Yeah, I do have I have goals to visit countries in Africa. I just don't have like plans, you know what I'm saying? I want to go before I graduate college, so if you have any cities that I should visit or things to do, places to go, let me know. Scene said, how did you choose which college was the best for you considering your amazing options? Also, I love your ACT and college entrance vids. Oh, thanks. How did I choose my college? Well, USC was my top school. I had my major, it's in a city. I wanted to be in a city. I wanted a campus, and I wanted to be like well-connected, networking, career prep around like-minded people, blah, 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 blah. It was perfect. It was my top choice, and I got a full ride, so I'm here. Amy Ross said, when did you first start YouTube? In 2011. I think I started my YouTube channel, and then I posted like I posted my first video in 2011, but like the second one wasn't until like 2012. Lavette_Precious said, can you tell us how you make your tea concoction with apple cider vinegar? Yeah, so if you guys didn't watch my college morning routine, a hot drink every morning, and it's basically hot water, and then I add 2 capfuls of apple cider vinegar. I pour in honey. I just count for like 5 seconds in my head or something like that. Like, I don't know, I just measure it until it like fills the bottom of the cup, and then I squeeze lemon in there. And then that is how I make it. And then Jojo also said, how long did it take you to get used to the taste? There's nothing to get used to. I like the taste, so yeah. I think people get weirded out about the apple cider vinegar, but like it's literally like 2 capfuls, and then after, like, it's just the flavor. I don't know. So there's no like time frame. It's like, how long did it take you to get used to lemonade? I don't know. So those are all the questions from Instagram, but we also have questions that I had like asked on my YouTube community page, and then like 20 some people answered on there. So Vianney Valdez says, hey, do you think USC really has a holistic approach when admitting students, or do you think standardized tests are a determining factor? I am not an admissions officer for USC, but I think that they have a holistic approach, but you have to have high test scores and grades to get in. Like after you reach that grade and test score threshold, then they have so many students who have 4.0s and like high test scores, so then they have to use a holistic approach to choose who they let in, because if they just let in everyone who had a 4.0 and stuff, then like there wouldn't be enough room. CC Gichao said, hi, I love your videos, thanks. She said, how is the USC environment? People often talk about microaggressions and lack of people of color in high-ranking universities, making certain students uncomfortable and unable to perform well. Have any of those things affected you? So I have not experienced any microaggressions in any of my classes. The USC environment for a student of color means that you're going to be one of the only Black students or students of color in your classes. I think, and then that you're also not gonna have a lot of professors of color, but I've had a good mix of professors, just not in the classroom setting. And it also depends on your major and if you're in grad or undergrad, like what types of people you're going to be interacting with, because you could be at a certain school that has a large Black population, but if you're in a major that is like mostly white people, then you're also not going to like see a lot of people like you. But I don't know, I love USC, and it just has the same issues that any predominantly white space would have, but I haven't experienced any microaggressions, but that could differ from every student, and I've only been here for 2 years. Samantha Valerie said, who inspired you to go natural? So I've been natural my whole life, so no one inspired me, but the person who inspired me to like grow my hair longer and keep it healthy was Shameless Maya. The first video I saw of hers was her twist out video, and that was the first day that I tried a twist out. I had no idea what that was. I didn't know that you could like do your hair to make it more like curly or look different. I just thought natural hair meant that you just washed your hair and like wore it like that. Rachel St. Louis said, how do you balance school, work, and a relationship? You make time for what you care about. That's just the human nature. You make time for what you want. So balancing means that when it's time to do schoolwork, I do schoolwork. When it's time to go to work, I have to go to work. And when it's time to be with my boyfriend, etc., that's what I do. Kate says, are you Nigerian? No. Samantha Day says, how do you live so far away from family? I live 2 hours away for college now, and I'm on winter break, and I feel like I'm really gonna struggle when I go back. I wanted to not be close to home for college because I love traveling, so I don't think it's that hard being away from home, but that just depends on the person. If you're trying to decide where to go to college, just be really honest with yourself. If you don't think you can go far, then don't go far. If you wanna go somewhere else and experience a new city, a new place, then go somewhere else. Also, most of the people at USC aren't from LA, so it's not like I'm the only person here who's from far. Like, it is rare that I meet people that are from LA that are at USC. USC has a lot of international students. There are students who have to go on a 20-hour flight to get home, and that makes my 5-hour flight look like nothing. So it's really just about perspective. I don't think I'm that far, but you might think that 6 hours is really far. Like, you might think that 4 or 5 hours is really far, so that's up to you. Okay, so I spent a lot of time answering questions, so I'm going to cut it off there, but make sure that you look out for future requests for questions for next month's Q&A. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure that you thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because we are growing and glowing together. Yeah, so that's basically it, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.